The battle moves north to the frozen wastes of northern tundra. The Exylvanians have completed construction of a mysterious installation on a coastal ice sheet. Nova must move quickly if Vlad is to be taken by surprise.
This will be the last video of the Battalion Wars 2 single-player campaign. Unfortunately, I'd say the campaign doesn't really go out the way I would want it to. Ice Station X is a really, really good level in my opinion, but the final level is... Well, we can say that for later. Good mission first, bad mission last.
That dog Vlad and his puppet Uber have reached the North Tundra wastes. Nova, my son, you cannot let them escape!
I shall not fail you, father.
Defend this seismic detection platform, Übel. The ice station is my key to finding the Staff of Kalen. Übel has sealed the route to the Kaiser's ice station with an indestructible concrete barricade. None shall pass.
Only air attack will breach the concrete barricade. Eliminate Uber's 4 anti-air towers so I can deploy bomber support. Until then, a light tank, bazooka vets, and flame vets are all that can be spared. Make them count.
Yes, that was a very nice impenetrable concrete barricade. I didn't even notice the several cracks in it. Yeah. So, we need to destroy anti-air towers so we can use bombers to bring down a structure of some sort. That sounds familiar. It's probably nothing. Let's move on. So this level is also pretty open, much like Scorched Earth was. You can take out these anti-air towers in pretty much any order you want, but there's probably a best order to go in, one that'll get you through the level quickly. But I decided to take this one down first. Normally I'd take the other one on the opposite end of the map first, but this one, no, you can take this one first, as you can see here. Enemies consist of assault veterans, so you'll want to take those out first before they destroy your infantry. And while we're at it, we may as well move on to the POW camps. Yes, there's a couple of POW camps on this map. One seems to be sitting across this bridge. Oh yeah. POW camps are always guarded by MG towers. These are so easy to take out, I have to wonder why they don't use RPG towers instead. We don't exactly have anything right now that would be effective against RPG towers, but the challenge would be nice. That's more like it. There's bazooka veterans guarding the POW camp. That's nice. And it seems my own bazooka veteran has accidentally fired at the barbed wires and freed the prisoners. So those additional infantry can now attack the bazooka veterans from behind. And why are there so many fuel cans? I've only got one light tank right now, you guys. Let's go ahead and get the other anti-air tower before we move on. This one's got grunts in front of it. And one light tank. Not exactly very good guards, but again, this is Ubel, and he's going to make the same mistake as he did in that one level in Battalion Wars 1. Oh, that's what this mission is a callback to. This is just like Black Gold from Battalion Wars 1. You have a bunch of anti-air emplacements that you're supposed to destroy so your bombers have a clear path, and Ubel has no idea why you would ever want to destroy them until Vlad comes in and comments about it. Hey look, a heavy tank. That'll be a challenge. It's running away. What is it doing? Oh, I see. That path of all the towers over there leads to the concrete barricade. But we seem to have gotten the heavy tank's attention, so we might as well take it out now. Oh boy. This probably wasn't the quickest path I could have taken through the level. I'm going to have to go all the way to this POW camp and then drive all the way to the other side of the map to get the other two anti-air towers. Maybe this isn't the most beautifully designed level. Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but there's actually a bit of a gimmick here. The waters in this level are cold to the point where your troops actually take damage if they touch it. Normally this would not be a problem because, of course, your men are smart enough to generally avoid going for a swim in water which would damage them. We saw that in Battalion Wars 1. They would almost never graze the acid pools just because it happened to be in their way. But in this level, once we have the bombers, what you're going to notice is that my men actually do try going for a swim in the water because they have to swim in order to follow the bomber, which is, you know, because it's flying over the water, so they think that they have to swim through the water in order to follow it, which is rather silly in my opinion, but it does give you one little extra thing to worry about. I mean, it does make sense that the cold water would freeze you. So I suppose that just adds to the challenge of piloting the bomber, or you could just have everyone sit still. Either way, these MG towers happen to be able to shoot at us from this range, and apparently so can those RPG towers. How did they get such a long range? I don't know. Okay, I'm kind of wishing that my light tank wasn't so slow and the level wasn't so big. Looks like this anti-air tower has a heavy tank guarding it. I think. Is it just following a predetermined patrol route or something? Well, it seems to have noticed us now. And managed to take out 2 of the bazooka veterans we've got. Oops. I wonder if we can drive over that hill and through those trees. Oh wow, you can. That's very strange. So with the anti-air towers out of the way, we are now going to get our bombers and destroy the rest of the level's ground forces. Mostly. This level's got a neat little surprise for us at the end of it. Now it's time to take control of the 2 bombers and clear out everything between us and the concrete barricade. This is the second time we've been controlling a bomber, and I should probably get rid of that bazooka veteran before they abuse the cutscene and kill us. Isn't that nice? If you want a power score now, if you want a good power score, now would be the time to just take out every enemy unit that you might have missed along the way. Due to the path I took through the level, it is possible to miss a couple of infantry. And now to get rid of every single tower on the way to the concrete barricade. And hey, there's an enemy battle station here that will never be a threat because we have bombers to destroy it with. Unless the battle station gets lucky and manages to shoot at the bomber, which they won't. Bomber attack is that terror tank's only weakness aside from other battle stations, artillery maybe, not that that matchup ever occurs in the game, and wow, those bombs, the bomber has weird aiming in this game, I just realized. I'm also bad at aiming the bomber too. There we go. You know, maybe I shouldn't have destroyed it though. Destroying somebody's birthday present? That's kind of Wait, how is it your birthday present? Was it Oopal's birthday between his release and this mission? Continuity in Battalion Wars, everybody. So, of course, destroying the concrete barricade isn't much of an issue. It's just sitting there, and you have to take it down a couple of times. Wait a second. If only bombers can destroy the concrete barricade, how does that make sense? Whatever, we can move on with the level now. Our next objective is going to be to destroy that giant ice station, but it actually has anti-air vehicles guarding it, and it's weird. I was just complaining in the previous video about how underused anti-air vehicles are, but they're in these two final missions, anti-air vehicles. Once on the enemy side and once on your side, so there goes my complaints. Of course, we have to wait for our tanks and bazooka veterans to get here. That might take a while. And it seems they've started to go for a swim for some reason. Right, let's switch to the bazooka veteran now, since, of course, bazooka veteran versus anti-air vehicle, it's not going to end well. For the enemy, that is. Although it seems they're getting shots off at my bomber, so I better call them out of there. I have a feeling that grunt that just died just now froze in the water. That's rather unfortunate. Speaking of unfortunate coincidences, this mission is pretty much over once the anti-air vehicles are destroyed, as long as the bombers are still alive. It does not matter what happens to your ground forces, because the bombers can destroy the ice station just fine. In fact, I'm pretty sure you don't even need to destroy the concrete barricade unless something prevents the ice station from being destroyed until the barricade is down. In fact, that's probably what they did. I know how these coders like to code their missions. Of course, if you destroy the ice station without destroying the other units first, then you're missing out on score. So that's one for the speedrunners, I guess. Now this anti-air vehicle, the unfortunate thing about the anti-air vehicles is that they like to circle around the ice station, which means I have to walk all the way over there in order to destroy them. That's annoying. Why is it even sitting there? I mean, I get that you want to prevent bomber attack from behind, but there's nothing in between the vehicle's new position and me, so it's rather boring to have to just go all the way around. Oh yeah, and here's another weird thing. Once the anti-air vehicles are destroyed, Oopal brings in the battleships. And we know how good battleships are at taking out bombers, right? No frigates, no landers with more anti-air vehicles. Oh, and those fuel tanks are destructible. I didn't know that. Not that it means much. I guess you could use them as explosives, but I didn't in this run. Now, you would think that, well, once you destroy the battleships, there's really nothing stopping you from destroying the ice station, so it's like, why even bother making us destroy the ice station? You could just show the ice station being destroyed, and I just destroyed the battleship? Okay. Whatever you say, game, you want to give me the victory for free, then so be it. So destroying the ice station here is really little more than a formality at this point. There's no other enemy units that could attack us. That's the unfortunate thing about this level, to be honest. I mean, it started out good, it was fairly open, but then it wound up being kinda sorta easy at the end there. And here I'm just sweeping the area for any other units that I may have missed, because you can still destroy them before the mission is officially over. And why is the ghost still talking to us? The ghost talking to you, I don't have a problem with it, but it was just so out of place in this game, I guess. And that's weird because we had the Iron Legion in Battalion Wars 1, but it was still kind of strange. 94%. That counts as an S rank? Well, if you say so. Of course, now I have to play the final mission of the game, and it's a bit of a doozy. I'm not exactly happy about how the final mission turned out.
Kaiser Vlad is close to finding the Staff of Kalen, the Solar Empire's ancient doomsday device. The Alliance of Nations launches an all-out assault on Vlad's glacier excavation facility in a desperate attempt to stop him once and for all.
I really, really don't like this mission. It's a horrible final level. It's hard, I guess, for all the wrong reasons. I mean... and it's also long. I mean, the previous level was long, but this is a new kind of long.
The Staff of Kalen lies here in this glacier. Soon my mining spider shall extract it, and I shall wield unlimited power!
Kaiser Vlad must be stopped, Commander. We have to get to that mining spider.
Commandant Übel, delay the Marshal so that I can complete the process of extracting the star.
At once, Herr Kaiser! Any survivors will join their comrades in Übel's POW gulags! Ha ha ha!
Our allies must not endure the indignity of capture. Liberate these Imperial anti-air vehicles. And free these frontier POWs from Übel's vile clutches, Commander. It is up to you to unite the Alliance of Nations. Defend this Tundran radar array. It will be needed to safely guide gunship reinforcements to your position.
So we start this mission in command of the Tundran Battle Station. I guess they got the schematics for it from the frontier after the last war. We're going to use it to fend off a wave of heavy tanks, and the anti-air veterans can handle the gunships that are going to try and destroy the radar array. This is the first in a series of segments that make up a 10-minute level. Actually, I think it's 12 minutes long. I can check the time at the end of the video. But, see, the previous level was around 10 minutes long. This mission is 10 minutes long. There's a huge difference in the design philosophy of Ice Station X and the final mission here. So, first of all, there's a line that you don't want to cross. It's right there. You don't want to cross it until you finish defending the radar array, because 2 enemy battle stations come out from the tree line here. And if you haven't finished defending the radar array here, then these gunships won't show up, and that's very bad. Because you want the gunships for these battle stations. 2 battle stations against 1 guarantees that your battle station is going to be destroyed. 1 battle station can't take on 2 in this level. And I guarantee you that you're going to die a lot to these initial 2 battle stations here, because if you lose the Tundran battle station, the mission is instantly over. Apparently, it's the only thing capable of destroying the mining spider at the end of the level. But it's so slow, and it's... I don't care how powerful it is. It's so slow that it can barely evade battle station shots unless you're really, really good. It's so strong and yet so vulnerable at the same time, and losing it means you have to start the entire thing over again. Here's another radar array with a couple of frontier heavy tanks defending it. They can't do much against the battle station. Fortunately, it's only a single battle station. I don't get it. How does Exylvania have so many battle stations, and yet you have only the one that you can't replace, ever? Isn't there a factory somewhere we can use to... I don't even know. But hey, as soon as that battle station is destroyed, you can take control of the frontier heavy tanks yourself. This makes absolutely no difference because you have a battle station. Why would you ever want to use heavy tanks? Though it is a neat little detail that the all icon actually changes to the shape of a globe instead of sticking to its tundran design. We're coming up to a prison camp here. Its anti-air defenses consist of a single anti-air tower, so once it's destroyed, your gunships are free to do as they please. And you're going to want that freedom because there are 2 more battle stations. Yeah. Whenever you come into one of these prison camps, the battle stations are your top priority. That's because they're the biggest threat to your battle station, of course. The prison camps here are housing 2 anti-air vehicles from the Solar Empire, so they're finally getting involved. I was wondering where they were up until this point, but now I know. And I seem to have accidentally freed one. That's not good if there's still a battle station capable of destroying it. And of course, there's heavy tanks that might destroy it too. I don't see why they're in separate barricades there, but you know, I only have to take in another 5 seconds in order to shoot at one because the battle station's main cannon has such a long reload time. This isn't even the bad part. This is all the easy part once you have a routine down. The problem is at the end of the level, and that's really bad. If you're gonna make a level with a challenging finish, like, you've got to make it so that I don't feel frustrated when I have to replay the entire level again in order to have another shot at what could easily be construed as a luck-based section. And it is luck-based. Don't tell me it's not. Anyhow, there are some... We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. There are some more gunships. There are about 4 gunships in this prison camp, and of course the anti-air defenses are just a single tower there. But these battle stations, the ones in this prison camp, are closer together, so there's an even bigger chance that they'll both notice your own battle station and try to destroy it. I go for the one on the left first. Because it's closer. Simply because it's closer, I want to get rid of that one first. Now, make no mistake, you can evade battle station fire if you're really, really good. I am not really, really good. Anyhow, 2 additional heavy tanks were being held prisoner there. Just don't ask, okay? Don't ask why it's heavy tanks. Don't ask how they were imprisoned. Don't even ask why we would want to bother with heavy tanks. You could give us another battle station. That would be... Actually, the Frontier's battle station exists in the game. The model is there, but you can never use it. Like, I guess they didn't want to make it so that you can aim the main cannon, because you saw back in Battalion Wars 1 that main cannon was long, and making it spin around would be difficult. It's nothing but a couple of filler heavy tanks up until the mining spider. Again, there's another line that you don't want to cross, otherwise it will activate all of the enemy units. So we have to slowly make our way up the hill to the mining spider. You can actually get a shot from the main cannon between those 2 trees if you want to hit that heavy tank early. Just, you know, in case you care about trick shots. I care about trick shots, they look cool. Okay, now we can move on. Oh wait, we have to shoot at it again for some reason. Because that second shot didn't destroy it. Up ahead are gunships, fighters, battle stations, heavy tanks, the works. Every single enemy unit that you hate is here. As soon as those gunships are destroyed, I'm going to focus on the battle station. The area is more wide open, so you have a better shot at dodging the battle station shot. Like right there, I just dodged it pretty easily. And what's with all the enemy grunts? They're not even going to be a threat at all. Anyhow, I'm going to leave the heavy tanks and anti-air units behind, because this next section coming up, once you destroy the generators that are keeping the shield up, things take a turn for the worse. It's so hard to get through this last part of the mission without losing any units. I mean, losing the battle station is one thing, but I've often come out of this mission with nothing but the battle station left, and maybe an anti-air unit. Anything can destroy the generators, including the gunships and the heavy tanks. But the mining spider itself is only vulnerable to the battle station's main cannon, which is really stupid in my opinion, because the entire mission hinges on the battle station's survival simply because it's the only thing capable of damaging the final boss. Well, the mining spider does make for a decent final boss at least. I mean, we didn't have a real quote-unquote final enemy boss in the previous game, but this is good enough. I just wish this entire mission wasn't so luck-based, because when you destroy the final generator, another unit gets added to the respawning air unit array. What's this? Strato Destroyers? Yes! Strato Destroyers are in this game, and in fact they're enemy only. You never get to control one for yourself. Which is really weird, because if you hack the game so that you can control the Strato Destroyers, you'll see that they control just fine for the player. So why couldn't these fighters have been Strato Destroyers? I don't know. There's actually concept art for an Anglo Strato Destroyer in the game, but there is no Strato Destroyer model, so it never gets used. And of course, the mining spider has another trick up its sleeve. It's got lasers! If you order the heavy tanks to attack the mining spider, they'll actually attack the lasers. This isn't worth it. The heavy tanks are bound to get destroyed if they try to destroy the lasers. Now, if you have the AI controlling the battle station and you tell it to attack the mining spider, it for some reason prioritizes the lasers instead of the spider itself. And the fighters are already gone. Thanks a lot, Pierce. That was a huge help, bringing fighters to an area with Strato Destroyers. And I know I said that the Strato Destroyers were, like, completely awful in Battalion Wars 1. Not so here. They're actually a pretty good unit from what I've seen, controlling them via that hack I mentioned. And of course they respawn. So you've got respawning gunships, respawning fighters, respawning Strato Destroyers that are dropping bombs. Using the battle station to evade the bombs is pretty easy. But still, you know, and the lasers do not a whole lot of damage, but still, it's like you have all of these enemies, all of these threats that you can't really control all at once. How is anyone supposed to beat this with an S rank? How is anyone supposed to beat it with 100, 100, and 100? I mean, I've gotten an S rank before, you saw on the map, but you have no idea how many times it took to repeat that. I had to make like 10 attempts at it. Here comes another one of those Strato Destroyers. Finally, game over.
The mining spider is destroyed. But no matter. I have found the Staff of Kalen. With it, I shall soon wield unlimited power. Übel! We must make our escape. This structure is near to collapse. Hurry and bring the staff.
At once, Herr Kaiser! Oof! Oh dear, Ubel has fallen over.
Übel! You ignorant dolt! You have activated the staff! Destruction shall rain down upon us all!
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire, hey Betty! Hop aboard! Looks like we're in for some turbulence! Hang on!
Again, I am denied my right of vengeance. Where are they?
Keep digging, Commandant.
At once, Herr Kaiser.
Our victory may have been postponed, but the torch of destiny still burns brightly for Exylvania. Do you have another match?
Oh, hey, this seems like an actually satisfying ending instead of what we had in the first game, eh? Well, that's the end of the single-player campaign for Battalion Wars 2. I can't say I had as much fun with it as I did with the first game, but, you know, I'd still say it was a pretty good campaign overall. We still have multiplayer to look at, and I have recorded all of the footage despite the fact that Nintendo shut the servers down. Yeah, I recorded all of that ahead of time, so I'm good to go there. Oh, what do you want? Well, works for me. They, again, don't play the credits in this final scene. Just show the game logo and cut to black. Oh, I'm sorry, show a flag, then show the game logo, then cut to black. Or cut to the scoring screen, rather. Here's hoping Kuju makes another game in the future, though I doubt they will. It's been 7 years. And finally, my well-deserved S rank. How much time did that take? I want to know. 11 minutes. Okay.